P1 real estate company.
P1 real estate company. The real estate company that sells receipts to people instead of land. To the general public, I'm going to be playing an audio record of one of P1's victims, so you hear what he has to say.
If you are on TikTok, you might have come across this guy's video. And this is so sad that a lot of Nigerian real estate companies are going through a lot. They are actually suffering in this guy's hand. But the sad part of it is that instead of handling it more professionally and diligently, they decide to actually go after him. And that is why this is actually so serious, that a lot of Ghanaian real estate companies can also learn from their situation. Because if you are a real estate company, you are in Ghana, and you don't want to learn, you might also, face this kind of situation. What is generally the problem? The problem is that people buy land, they buy property, some even buy house from real estate companies, and they don't deliver. Some, they are not even able to allocate the land. Allegedly, all these are alleged. They are not able to allocate the land to the buyer. The buyer is not able. They are not able to show the buyer, this is the land you bought. And some, they bought houses, and then the houses they don't deliver. They have broken this thing. Then the house is just in bad shape, but they charge huge amount of money for it. Now, this guy here, already known to be someone who compare houses of one country with another one. He jumped on this, and then a lot of real estate companies in Nigeria are suffering. But this is what Ghanaian real estate companies have to learn. They have to actually learn how to handle some of this situation. Because when the situation of Nigeria, the problem they had was that, number one, they were looking for the guy's contact. Allegedly, that's what the guy is saying on his stand. They were looking for his contact. They were looking for his address. They were just trying to find ways and means they can handle him in a way that is very unprofessional. One, the worst they can do is to harm him. The second worst thing they can do is unalive him. These are the two worst things you can ever do to him. But the sad thing is that if you unalive him, there will be another person with that same spirit that will come attacking you again. And now, even if you analyze, you have worsened your case. You have worsened your case. And also, deciding to be quiet and not respond to those situations is also another way of not handling the issue. You are making the thing worse every single time. The person will come and be mentioning your company's name on social media, denting your company's goodwill, and also denting your personal brand. So as a real estate company, you have to go past going quiet or trying to handle or attack the person who is calling you out. Now, the first thing you need to do as a real estate company is to try to sit with this guy and then sit with the buyers that claim that you have duped them or you have scammed them. Find out what the issue is and actually provide a solution. There are various ways you can actually handle this. You can promise them, give them a different property, a different land, different location of the same value. You understand? You can also refund their money to them. You can do better. If there's any litigation, let's say the company, you bought the land from someone and then that person is giving you a problem, you go to court on behalf of the buyer, reclaim the land and give it to the buyer. Why is this so difficult for real estate companies in Nigeria to be able to handle this? And I'm not saying Ghanaian real estate companies have been successful, just that they haven't been called out yet. But what betide Ghanaian real estate companies if you get called out? If you get called out, what betides you? And I know one real estate company in Ghana that has been called out, and till today they are suffering. Their company is almost running down. It's running down. So one of the biggest thing I have observed is that, especially those companies that are selling land, they buy the land, they don't do their due diligence. They don't do registration into their company's name before they sell. They just buy the land, and actually some of them don't even do search. Then they begin selling. Later, 5 years time, 10 years time, 3 years time, 2 years time, the people who bought the land, when they go to develop the land, another group of people from different places will come attacking them. And they, the company, do not want to step in to defend the buyer. That is what the problem is. That's just the problem. There's no problem anywhere. If you bought the land, you've registered the land in your name, and then someone comes that claiming that the land is his, why would you leave the buyer to go and fight with the person, and you, the company who sold the land to him, you go and be sitting somewhere and drinking tea and sipping coffee? What you want to make money, you don't want to take responsibility. That's why me personally, I make a lot of adverts for people, advertise for real estate companies. If any real estate company ever called me to sell their land, I make my due diligence. That's number one. But if what besides them, there's any litigation that comes and they are not able to step into, fight for the buyer, trust me, I'll be the first person to start calling them out. I'll be the first person to start calling them out. Oh, you don't know? Because my reputation is at stake. I will not let your company come make plenty money out of people when there's litigation, you are running out. No. That's why I'm very, very careful. There are a lot of people contacting me every single day that they want me to advertise the property. I'm running away. I tell you, provide an official search. If you begin to do long, but I'm gone. Plenty properties in Ghana. That's why I'm shocked when someone brings me property that he wants me to sell and he wants to make it like he's doing me a favor. And I'm not doing me any favor. Therefore, I should accept whatever terms and conditions he gives me. I'll run away. Because people like this, they just want to milk you out, and when there's any accountability, they don't want to take it. So Nigerian real estate companies are actually not doing well with this, because I know some famous real estate companies, and I know the people, the brand that stands behind them, the personalities that are behind them. They allow these things to happen to them. The guy is doing well. If someone brings a complaint, the guy reaches the companies. Then the companies, they don't handle the situation very well. You need to put up a unit or a committee in your company that handles situations like this. Even if it means to refund the client, refund them their money. In fact, a real estate company refunding clients' money is more credible and have a good backing than a real estate company that don't want to refund. And number two, a real estate company that is available to defend and fight for the buyer is a real estate company that people would want to buy property from. So why would you be in a game, you are interested in making money, and you don't want to fight for people whenever there's a situation? And that is why it's very serious. This is happening in Nigeria. This may be happening in Ghana, but we actually haven't heard some of them being called out. And that's why this is very, very serious. So any real estate company, number one, to advise the real estate companies in Ghana. Number one, if you are a person, you are having land, or you are a company, you are having land, you need to register it in your name first. Even if you don't register it in your name, ensure that the one you are buying the land from, that person has registered it in his name. So that way, even if you are selling it, using your company to sell it, and it's for an individual, you are safe. Because at the end of the day, when someone buys, and the person makes payment, you will take that individual will be the one to do the documentation for that person. That's how it is done. You understand? So trust me, attacking the person individually, try to analyze him or remove him, harm him, is actually a bad idea. And that is where the Ghanaian real estate company have to learn from it. My name is Imoru Sadat. If this is your first time, kindly subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to BTG Talking Business.